Welcome back to Money Matters, brought to you by EFCU Financial. I have Josh here with me again, and we're continuing our conversation specifically into what are the components of credit score. Now, today we wanted to take a look at credit mix. You may be wondering what that is, and I'm going to rely on Josh right here to help us all understand a little bit better. So Josh, when we hear that term, what is credit mix?
The very first thing that I would want people to understand and think about a peanut butter and jelly sandwich that consists of three main parts.
I like peanut butter, by the way.
Peanut butter? Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, you don't want to have an allergy to that. That's some good stuff.
Okay,
So when you think about it, it's got those three major components: the peanut butter, the jelly, and the bread.
Okay.
So credit is a lot like the same. Whenever an underwriter, the people that approve and decline loans, is looking over a credit report, they want to see that you've experienced a little bit of everything all at the same time. That you've not just paid on maybe a personal loan, but you've also handled things with credit limits like credit cards. So to break it down, there's two categories of loan type. You've got installment loans, and an installment loan, that's your peanut butter, is a loan in which you have a set span of time with a set payment every single month.
Okay.
And when you pay off that very last dollar, the whole thing closes out. It's done.
All right.
So student loans, personal loans, car notes,
All right.
home loan, and you have that same payment every month. You got to pay it on time, and whenever it's done, it's done. But the jelly, it's a little bit more flexible. That is the revolving category. And the reason they called it revolving, or at least I like to imagine this is the reason, is because it's a lot like a department store door.
Right.
And it just constantly spins and spins. It's always open.
Okay.
From all sides. So it's ironic that credit cards fall directly into that category, and department stores are always trying to give you another credit card, right?
Yeah, they are.
So revolving, installment, these two coalesce together and kind of create a perfect picture of how you borrow money, how you pay it back, and what your habits are with it. Now the bread, that's your mortgage. That is a totally different type of installment that I guess there's a lot of seriousness behind it. When you finally buy that house and you're able to mortgage it, a lender can look at you like, oh, you have overcome that milestone. You have overcome this thing that gives you a little more prestige, and you've got a complete sandwich. So it's forever and always, once someone has the installment history, the revolving history, and a mortgage, it's like they're in the upper brackets. It's harder for their score to come down unless they just go crazy with a bunch of late pays or something. It's a little bit easier for it to stay in the upper echelon. Now, the first thing I wanted to know when I became a banker at like 19 years old was, what is enough credit? And so understanding that PB&J aspect helps you to understand what an underwriter is looking for.
All right.
If you're 18 years old and you're like, what am I going to do to get out of this limited credit bubble by the time I'm 20 or 19 years old? There are some rules of thumb. Typically in consumer lending, which is the ladies here who would approve a personal loan or a credit card or a car note, that's consumer lending. They are looking for three things to be open for at least 12 months.
Okay.
Now, they don't want to just see three little credit cards, and they don't want to see three little secured loans or three little personal loans. They want a credit mix of them. They want to see a little vibrance. So, in the mortgage department, however, I've been told a couple different things, and I'll say that it kind of would be considered enough when we can see two trade lines for 2 years that show up on 2 out of the 3 credit reports.
All right.
So not just Equifax, not just TransUnion, but a mixture of at least 2 to 3 of them. And most of your lenders locally will report to 2, if not all 3 credit bureaus.
Okay.
So if you get that 2 things over 2 years on 2 different credit reports, you probably have enough to buy yourself a house. And heck, once you got 3, you've got enough credit for pretty much anything.
Sounds great. Thanks so much, Josh. Hopefully this has been helpful to all of you out there. I'm about to, take a break right here so I can go get me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Josh has me a little hungry right now, but thanks for educating us, I guess, really is the only way to put it about what a credit mix is. So y'all, stay tuned. We're continuing this conversation on credit in the coming